Coralie Ellison on X, who is the movement operations manager at Collective Shout, said, Collective Shout joins violence prevention groups calling on AFL not to host pimp Snoop Dogg, which just from that, I feel like that, like Snoop Dogg has a lawsuit on his hand to be like, bro, defamation for Shizzle. Violence prevention groups have called for the AFL to reconsider hosting Snoop Dogg at this year's Grand Final. Do they mean Grand Finale? Following the announcement, the pimp and pornographer would be headlining at the pregame entertainment. Oh boy. We have added our name to a statement by Respect Victoria, signed by a number of violence prevention organizations, including frontline services for survivors of domestic and sexual violence. I'm sorry, what did Snoop Dogg do to these people that you're trying to defend? Oh, nothing? Then why are you trying to stop him again? What did he do himself? Snoop Dogg has spoken openly about his experiences pimping, transporting women around the country, selling their bodies to athletes and entertainers. I could fire a bitch, F a bitch, get a new hoe. Is she quoting one of his raps? It was my program. I can't with this. Are we really going after I can't even say it. Are we really going after Snoop Dogg? City to city, titty to titty, let's fucking go. Hotel room to hotel room, athlete to athlete, entertainer to entertainer. Holy shit, this is amazing. Snoop Dogg is also a pornographer, having created a series of pornographic films called Girls Gone Wild, Doggy Style. The decision to host a performer with an established history of violence against women. Where's the violence? There was no violence here. I thought we were all about women power and empowerment about sexuality and stuff. What are we doing here? What are we talking about? It stands in direct opposition of the AFL's claims to be concerned with addressed violence against women. Again, what violence? Talk alone is inadequate. It's time for the AFL to practice what it preaches. Read more at Collective Shout. Oh, we will. But first, guys, we have an update today. We have an update that just came through. I was actually thinking of covering the story the other day. I was like, I don't know if there's enough there. They want to cancel another person. Hey, Slay Queen, you're going to not be successful as usual, I guess. I'm trying to find the best words for this. But there's a follow-up by Coralie again. 3 days later. Snoop Dogg has a pattern of, because they don't stop. This is what they do. This is a campaign of harassment against companies to coerce them into bending the knee. Same thing. I've got mates whose kids play the AFL. They feel that the league has completely sold them out. Everything that you do, wait, you do? What? Everything they've tried to teach. Where's the end of this quote? The quote here? Oh, it's down. Okay, this is all one quote. What? This is weird. Why is there a space? Everything they've tried to teach their own young kids playing footy is now being contradicted by the league itself. It's total hypocrisy, and that's why Collective Shout has signed a joint statement with, of course, so they found the one guy that's going to be like, oh, wait, no. Look who fucking said it. Another person in Collective Shout. They're quoting themselves. Melinda Tankard-Reese. You can't quote yourself as proof of something. Anyways, let's hear what Melinda Tankard-Reese has to say here.
Our next guest, Movement Director of Collective Shout, which amongst other things campaigns against the objectification of women, Melinda Tankard-Reese. Good morning.
I'm going to keep calling her Reese. Or should I say Reese?
Good morning, Tom. Well, look, we share your concerns. I mean,
there's so many concerns. Has
shown a pattern of behaviour incompatible with the stated commitments of the AFL to equality, respect and violence against women prevention. The CEO, Andrew Dillion, gave a statement last year where he said all men are responsible for doing better. Well, how do you say you're against violence against women while platforming a big-name artist who's infamous for profiting from?
I don't know about you guys. I got to be honest here. Snoop Dogg is famous to me for his music. All this shit that they're bringing up, I don't know anything about. So I don't understand how this is something he's infamous for. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I know Snoop Dogg for his music and now video games. Who he was featured at, was it the Game Awards, where he has like his own game studio now as well? Like I try to cancel him out of that too.
From it, I mean, the AFL says it's thrilled to host Snoop Dogg. This is deeply disturbing to violence prevention organisations in this country.
Look, I agree. I mean, I'm not a fan of Snoop Dogg. I don't like any hip hop or rap, so it's not the type of performance I'd want to see. But just putting that to one side, because I'm getting old and I don't think any young music is any good. I mean,
these people, my goodness.
I read out, because I wasn't familiar with his work, I read through some of his lyrics.
Sebrew says, Smash, Snoop also does a lot for youth football. Interesting. So it's almost like they're picking and choosing things to cancel someone for. Interesting.
Last week, and I was quite
by the way, things I had no idea about.
Shocked. You know, if they have sex with women, then you just get rid of them, and you do that over and over. And there's drug references and calling people FAGs and whatever. Like it's not just some of his songs. Back in the day, it was pretty much all of his songs.
Yeah, and they were bangers. Some of the all-time greatest music on the history of this planet. I don't even think that's a stretch to say that either. It like the OG Snoop Dogg songs like created modern day rap. And that's even like you can't even argue that.
Yeah, well, he's open about his history as a pimp and a pornographer. His lyrics, of course, promote violence and call women, bitches and whores. He turned up to a music event.
I mean, it's music. Holy shit. And oh, by the way, what saying those words is it's not a crime. Words are not a crime. You can't take lyrics from a song and say that this is a crime now. Holy shit, Australia. Control your women over there. What the fuck is going on in Australia?
And with women.
This is what happens, by the way. No offense to the ladies out there. This is what happens when you let women have a little bit of control. They'll be like, okay, let's let this go to our head. He said these words in the song, and now he's not allowed to participate in the AFL.
On dog leashes. He's boasted about transporting women around the US.
Good point, Demon. The women in music are even worse. Are we going to talk about WAP, the WAP song? You want to talk about that one? No, she's not going to bring that one up. Was that Lizzie?
And selling their bodies to athletes and entertainers. So I believe this is an error of judgment on the AFL's part to say it's thrilled to have him when he's...
Imagine, by the way, waking up in the morning and being like, oh, I got my 3 o'clock at the radio station to go complain about Snoop Dogg at the AFL. Imagine that being your schedule. Like, what?
He's infamous for glorifying the worst elements of our culture. He produced a porn series called Girls Gone Wild, Doggy Style. The AFL claims to be committed to wiping out a culture.
What about women empowerment? What about like sexuality and celebrating that? Why is that a bad thing?
Of sexism within its own ranks and preventing violence against women more broadly. Why couldn't you have found some homegrown talent that doesn't normalise and eroticise and glamorise violence against women?
Wow. And oh, by the way, she cuts it off right when the guy's starting to push back. Listen.
Normalise and eroticise and glamorise violence against women.
He's like, whoa, and they cut it. Because that wouldn't fit the narrative if she let it keep playing. Curious. Very curious. So this is their statement on Collective Shout about this situation. Collective Shout joins violence prevention groups calling on AFL not to host pimp Snoop Dogg. Violence prevention groups have called for the AFL to reconsider hosting Snoop Dogg at this year's Grand Final following the announcement the pimp and pornographer. This feels like a C&D. This is the AFL official post. Snoop D-O-double-G at the MCG. Snoop Dogg to headline GF Entertainment. Global music icon Snoop Dogg will headline the Telstra pregame entertainment at the 2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final at the MCG. There you go. That's the story. They're going to try to spin you a narrative of how this is horrible, how this guy, the Rolling Stone, they're sourcing Rolling Stone. Wow. Okay, cool. Oh, here we go. Take action. Harass the AFL. Here's the email. This is the guy. This is like a harassment campaign that they're posting directly on their page. But because they frame it as, oh, we're here for protection, it's not harassment in their eyes. That's insane. That's insane. And then on top of that, we have another situation going on with Collective Shout. This one to a lesser degree, but still something I want to talk about. Madam Savvy on X. Yes. Collective Shout knows all about using AI. I'm absolutely certain they totally know how technology works, especially after making fake accounts to blame me for any difficult text they see, which, by the way, they were caught verifiably inventing and faking an account, and it was community noted with a fake account. Keep in mind, these women are so incompetent that they still have me listed as a man on their website. How is it this group who doesn't register internationally is trying to impact international rules and businesses? Weird. And they're also still not registered in the US to be able to do that. So this is actually an international crime that they could be taken to court with what they're interfering with internationally. Curious. And this is quote tweeting the cucks of America. What's this? Oh, no, sorry. The male allies challenging sexism, the MAX, with 4,000 followers. Join our cucks conference in solidarity. I'm sorry. Honest mistake, YouTube. Legitimately honest mistake. I'm sorry. Join our men's cucks. I keep saying it. But yeah. 20% off, guys. Oh, it's a business. Imagine trying to turn being a cuck into making money. That is actually impressive. Holy shit, that's impressive. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. The Melinda, Caitlin, Collective Shout, they'll talk about the TikTok OnlyFans pipeline and nudity apps. We're feeling very grateful to have ... What the hell? It's a thread. Receive so much interest and support from speakers. It'll be a truly amazing event. And then tags a whole bunch of other people. Savvy. Weird how you want someone who harasses charities, labels women who don't fall in line as men, and makes up things to get what she wants. Very weird. Save energy as white dudes for Harris. Hi, quick question. Could you tell me what instance anywhere ever where censoring media has saved a woman's life? I want to be an ally. Really, I do. But I find Collective Shout's methods to be, in a word, aggressively fucking bullshit. I really just want to focus mainly on how they're trying to now cancel Snoop Dogg of all people, because for whatever reason, they've taken an interest in being anti-black. Why would these lovely ladies be anti-black? Let's look at the diversity here. You guys, maybe you can tell me. I don't know. I got nothing. It's weird. Emerald Apple says, is it any surprise that the people behind Collective Shout who want to censor video games and anime are all exactly what you expect? Privileged white old Karens with nothing better to do than attack fiction. There they are, guys. My. Look at all that diversity. It is actually impressive. So, yeah, that's where I'll leave that one, because my goodness, Collective Shout continues to be a content mill of embarrassment, and I'm here for it. And I would love that, by the way. Autistic nuclear shit lord. Snoop should sue those Karens. That would be, oh my God. That's one of those, like, I'll be there. That would be like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. I would be covering that trial. I'd be like, yes, let's get this trial going. I'll be like streaming the trial. It's gonna be amazing. I would love that. I would love that. But you gotta remember too, Snoop Dogg's fucking old now. Like, how old is Snoop Dogg? Oh, he's only 53. Dude, when I saw him at the Game Awards, I'm like, he looked like he was like 65. Time is not treating him well. He looks older than dirt right now. No, he's only 53. I thought he was like 65 or almost 70. He's 53. He looks like he's 70.